Varsity Club, welcome back to another classic. After falling 2 weeks ago, we've bounced our way back, and we're back at the top 2 in the nation, which I'm not really mad at. Clemson is currently your top team. They have literally not lost a game. We're ahead of LSU, Boise State, who have not lost a game yet either, so they're probably not super happy about that. But we just beat a top team in Miami, who was a little bit higher ranked, and now they're sitting at number 8. But as we scroll down, obviously, you know, Miami losing is a huge story, but the biggest story I think you can honestly say right now is number 1, Michigan. The team up north, the one that dude in the comments was defending in the previous week. They lost to Minnesota. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh. Despite that debacle, you're seeing Vanderbilt moves up a couple of spots. Iowa holds strong at 21. We see Auburn falls from 17 to 23, and BYU holds strong at 25 as well. From a Heisman standpoint, Keith Brooks, Jefferson, and Moore are all sitting there at the top, and nobody's really moving them at the moment, but we're seeing Jason Bain pop up for Stanford, as well as Eric Scott for Mississippi. And no, it wasn't a dream. Mike Hemphill is obviously still seriously injured. He had a partially torn MCL. He's 9 weeks out. Do the math. We're essentially sitting here at 3 games in. 9 more games. You can obviously see him coming back sometime around the playoffs. So I think it's ultimately good news. We could see him at least play 1 more game for his college career, unless we fumble it all, and then that might have been his last game ever. From a recruiting standpoint, though, we got a whole lot of people visiting. We got Alex Prater, Derek Johnson Jr., Mikael Smith, Javian Moore, CJ Sandin, and Jake Dalton. A whole lot of big people, but I want to highlight 2. Mikael Smith is an absolute stud. If we go ahead and look at what he's ultimately got here, an 85 overall, +5, so obviously being a gem. Great speed and acceleration. We're seeing his ball carrier vision and carrying are super high. His juke move, his injury's pretty high. His catching's 82, but his route running is a 92. He will be a true freshman starting day 1 because he's an 85 overall with high route running. We'll put him out there. I think the other interesting thing about Mikael Smith, though, is that he can actually probably play running back at the same time. Spin move's kind of trash. Juke move's pretty solid. Elusiveness is absolutely hot garbage, but carrying a 91 means there's something there if we need it. But the second player we're spotlighting is showcasing why we're probably not going to be starting that dude at running back. Derek Johnson, the best name of all the guys are recruiting so far this season. Great speed. Acceleration is lay due to, as the friends say, but we'll work on that. Stiff arms high, spin moves high, juke moves high, carrying needs a whole lot of work. Ball carry vision is pretty good. This dude to me feels like a mini Derrick Henry in the making. That's a tall thing to live up to, but I think he could be that guy. Now, before we hop into the game, a lot of you guys have asked about sort of the game goals we have for some of these players. Now, keep in mind, Mikael Smith, we need about 250 passing yards. For JV Moore, we need about 4 swatted passes, 2 interceptions as well. Alex Prater, an offensive lineman, good rushing yards, good passing yards. And there's some other guys too that we'll work on, but those are the core ones to focus on today. The games against UVA have obviously become a little bit of a rivalry over the past few seasons because, you know, one of our coaches happened to go over there and think he could do a little bit better. But look at Joe Kendrick. He ain't getting tackled easy. Sean Stewart sees the safety creep up a little bit, or excuse me, the corner creep up a little bit. Finds a little lane in the middle, but he gets absolutely destroyed after 3. Kendrick obviously wasn't used to first team reps last week and definitely struggled a little bit. We're trying to see if he can do a little better this week, not turn the ball over. Kendrick rolling out. He's got a guy, dumps it off, and Sean Stewart's going to get that first down. Stewart lines up to the right-hand side, comes over for a little bit of a jet sweep, and going to be honest, jet sweeps ain't working over here. 2nd and 12, he lost a couple of yards there. We'll play action fake. He feels the pressure, but he sees his guys on deliver. That's Jeremy Willis getting another first down. This UVA team has some talent. They honestly were picked to be a higher ranked team than what they are right now. They're currently unranked, sitting 1 and 2 in the year. They were ranked sort of at the back of the top 25, but it's just not looking like it's going to be their season yet again. Kendrick sets his feet, throws a dot, and look at Tom Baker, the doctor, pick up a grab. You can definitely tell that Kendrick is really trying to make sure that he gets the most out of this team. He had an opportunity last season, took the most of it, and led this team to a national championship. And then we obviously brought in a 5-star McDonald, and look at Stewart. He says, I don't care about the 5-star. I'm in the game. But again, credit where credit's due. Kendrick has come in and he's played absolutely magnificent. Yes, the turnovers suck, but again, I think this man will be all right. Williams in the backfield this time. Kendrick's rolling. Oh my God, he gets a guy wide open in the end zone. He throws it a little late. It's going to be RJ Riley, and Riley's in. Literally almost didn't see this man. His jersey blended with the end zone, but you know what? It still counts. So Joe Kendrick comes out, leaves a beautiful drive here at home, and the crowd is already getting hyped right now. We are trying to see what we can do here. Low watching the backfield, sees the running back, and immediately gets Mangum. Little 2nd and 9. Cohorse drops back, throws one out here to the outside, and McCall's going to bring that one in for 3. Big opportunity here. See what the squad can do. Line pinches in a little bit. Watch in the middle. They got a couple of guys. Low is there, delivers a hit, but Richardson hauls that one in. Low watching the inside. You're going to see, looks like Fry come off the edge a little bit. A little adjustment here by the QB for UVA. They obviously are going for the short stuff, and they go back to Richardson again. This defense is really trying to find their way. They've had some ups. They've definitely had some downs so far, but it honestly feels like the Cascade Valley way. Low again, who is, I think, a guy that will probably have his jersey up in the rafters when this all said and done, because this is a dude that nobody thought would be great, and look how good he's been. It's just wild on me that Stephen Lowe was the guy that we started just because we had to at that point and thought, well, we'll replace him in the following season. But since this man's been in the field, nobody's replaced him. And when he leaves, I don't know if anybody can replace him. Trying our best to bring a little bit more pressure here. They're feeling a little too comfortable back there, in my opinion. Another hit, though. Look at Rutledge coming out there. Rutledge with the big stop, a loss of 5 on the option. Jamel Hill comes over to make sure he can guard the tight end coming out of the slot. George Fry stumbles a little bit, trying to get some pressure. They throw one in. Mitchell. You're kidding me. Mitchell with the pick. Mitchell comes through in the clutch. We literally were messing this dude's name up a couple of weeks ago, and look at him now, being a primetime player, making big-time plays. The loss of Hemp Hill's opened up the door for a lot of people to come up and shine, and look at what our guys are doing. RJ Riley gets hit, but he holds on. Kendrick a perfect 5 for 5 today. I mean, look what happened when this man had a little bit of opportunity to get some reps and see what he could ultimately do out there. And look at Sean Stewart saying, give me the ball, and watch what happens. Stewart going out here and making some plays. 38 yards later, he's in the end zone. The way this offense is looking now that we got our guy back there in Joe Kendrick, I don't think opposing defenses are ready. A little bit of trickeration here from UVA. McCall gets some good opportunities here and gets almost nearly a first. Little 2nd and 2. Cohorts back here again. The play actions have been huge right now for UVA. Bernard Harvey gets him at, again, another first down for UVA. We're doing a lot to try to keep pressure on this quarterback, but this dude is finding plays. Look at this dude stretching it, but Nate Moore gets him and he only gets 1. That could have been a whole lot more. More and more pressure coming off the edge here. They go up the middle, they go out to the edge, and Mitchell was there. Already has a pick on the day, comes in with a big tackle for a loss. Big 3rd down and 12, playing the pass the whole way. Defensive line, do your job. They've been doing excellent so far today. Little dump off, Fry's unable to get that one, and they get no shot of the first down here. Tom Baker back here to return a punt. We've been switching up punt return duty since Hemp Hill went out and seeing what we ultimately have. And again, we haven't really found maybe that guy yet. Kendrick and Stewart back in the backfield. We're going to send Jeremy Willis over to the left-hand side now as he drops it in the backfield. Get him a bite a little bit, and yeah, they were ready. 2nd and 11, first quarter winding down. Kendrick taking his time, sees his guy, throws a dot, and that's going to beat RJ Riley, already having a big game. We got a whole lot of scouts, a whole lot of recruits that came out for this week, and good Lord, they're ready. Maybe some NFL scouts right here too watching, because they might be seeing some guys they want to take in the 1st, 2nd, maybe even the 3rd round. Ain't nobody else getting drafted after that. Okay, we're top 3 rounds kind of guys. 2nd and 6, going right back to Sean Stewart here. Sean Stewart, though, immediately get dropped in the backfield for a loss of 2. 3rd down, 7 yards to go. Well, right here to Stewart. Stewart trying to find some room, but UVA's all over that. Only 2, and really it's the first time we're actually punting today. UVA did a fantastic job on special teams, returns this ball with some opportunity to shine here. The running back Magnum's out here going on the edge. Jonas Shackelford can't quite tackle him, but Fowler does get him after 12. Bringing more pressure this time off the edge. Cohorts goes under center, makes a quick adjustment. He knows he can feel the pressure coming right now. Not really getting to him, though. They drop this one off, and Fry's there after 7. The only incompletion their quarterback's thrown today was an interception to our guy, so he's been pretty much on target, even though he hasn't really challenged the ball down the field too much. Another halfback draw here. They go up the middle, and Kendall Owens gets him after 4. Back at shotgun for UVA. They slide Richardson over, who's already had a productive afternoon. They go underneath. Shackelford's there, but again, the freshman doesn't have the awareness to really make a play there. Done a lot of blitzes. We've tried blitzes out of zone and man, and we've had, honestly, I think a pretty good job doing that. It's just finding the right blend of it here, not really overdoing it. Lowe gets caught up pretty quickly. DeMel Hill can't quite get the tackle. Chris Bass can't get the tackle. This dude is running over everybody. Back under center. They go to the run again, and I mean, look, they are sticking with the run game, and honestly, it's their best thing they have going. UVA's obviously sniffing the end zone right now. They know they have an opportunity to cut this lead back in half. Lowe gets right up the middle. I mean, they're doing a fantastic job of picking up these blitzes, and Harvey just sits on the edge and doesn't do anything. That was the backup running back Horn going for a big carry there. Underneath the center feels pretty awkward here, considering they had zillion wide receivers, and that pass goes out of bounds. This guy's in the coverage a little bit here. 2nd and 10. 4-man front for us. They go back to the run. This time, Chris Bass can't quite get there. He's been playing off the edge a lot today, and Chris Horn goes for 3. UVA is a fantastic 2 for 3 so far in 3rd down conversions, but we haven't really seen their starting running back in the game for a couple of plays now. They've been going with their backup here. Lowe cannot get any pressure on the quarterback. They got 2 guys wide open in the end zone. He picks 1, and it's Ryan Moore. Not quite how we wanted to wrap up that drive. We thought we had a little bit better production possibly coming our way, but we were absolutely wrong. But the credit absolutely goes to UVA. Look, they had a long drive that wore our guys down, and we just couldn't get the job done. They had 2 guys open, they found 1, and they got the touchdown to cut the lead. With a little under 4 minutes left though in the first half, we're just going to try to chew a little bit of clock. Make sure we get down to the end zone and get either 6 or 3 points on the board. Either one will work. We just want to make sure we get points on the board. 2nd and 4, Kendrick makes a little adjustment here, like what he's seeing. Throws underneath here. Sean Stewart is met with a hard hit. 3rd and short. Clock winding down a little bit. Anthony Minor's going to be wide open. He gets a big catch for 10 to give us that first. Kendrick is a perfect 9 for 9 for 100 yards today. I mean, what can this man not do right now? You love to see it. Speaking of Kendrick, he's out here. Running back is wide open. He's going to hit Sean Stewart. He's got daylight in front of him. Nice juke moves from Stewart, and he picks up extra yards to make it 16. You could be happy for a lot of guys in this team that have come through this program, but I think you got to be the most happy for Sean Stewart. This is a guy that sat behind a Heisman winning running back for multiple seasons, knowing he could have transferred and went to another program and probably been that guy. But he decided to stay here, help us win some national titles, and he was an instrumental part in every single season that we won a title there. You got to love what that dude was ultimately able to do. But because of him sitting there like he was, now he's out here dominating, and albeit Terrence Williams gets a catch there, Stewart has just been a monster so far this year. And Kendrick is just continuing a perfect game plan so far. Stewart down a little bit here, takes this one, and again, just looking for some sort of blocking on that at all. Stewart's up to 73 yards here in the first half. We've dwindled the clock all the way down to barely any time left. You love to see that. Kendrick sees this guy, throws it up here. That's underneath, and Willis just puts his hands on his hips, can't get the hands up in the air. Jeremy Willis had an opportunity to make a play in the ball, but he looked like every single fourth grader at their school play. Had no idea what the lines were and just completely froze up when they had an opportunity to shine. Sean Stewart, though, looks to shine here with a spin move that doesn't really go for as many yards as he wanted, but hey, we will take this as it gets us down into an easy field goal conversion. Aiden Bailey's been absolutely fantastic so far this season. I don't believe he's missed a single field goal, and that streak is going to continue right here. Delivers one right to the uprights, extend our lead to 10, and we're going to see LSU in trouble against Indiana. Indiana's going to make us some noise this season. Don't sleep on them. So we're going in at halftime. We got a nice little 10-point lead, but again, 10 points isn't really enough against a team like UVA, which has been known to keep things close in recent years. Now, UVA came out and had the ball first this half, but they didn't really do anything, so we get the ball back pretty much within a minute. First thing we're going to do is hand the ball off to Sean Stewart, let this young man shine, because he's having a great game so far, nearly at 100. Little 2nd and 4. Kendrick's going to fake the handoff here to Sean Stewart. Go ahead and keeps that one. Pushes it up the middle, and Joe Kendrick is finding those yards. Sliding one guy over, Anthony Minor. Goes back over to the left-hand side to pick up the blocks. Kendrick doesn't really like what he's seeing here. You're going to see Joe Kendrick scrambling a little bit. Joe Kendrick picking up the yards, and again, another run for him goes for 13. This is significantly better than what we saw from Joe Kendrick in the previous week. Obviously, he was struggling a little bit. Again, coming in, short week, trying to figure out the offensive playbook a little bit more since things had changed some. It's difficult, and look at Sean Stewart getting the blocks from his receivers, and he's in the end zone. You love to see it. We saw there from the offensive linemen, from the wide receivers, just to make sure they block for Sean Stewart. You can tell that every single person in this team loves Sean Stewart. That dude has just been here. He is the personification of hard work, and he is showing this program that he's going to try to lead them back to another title. UVA, though, sees their quarterback scramble a little bit. Between the quarterback scrambling and their run game, which looks like their starting running back actually might be injured. What a hit. You're kidding me? Cohorts goes down. George Fry, 7 tackles already, 1 sack. George Fry's been an absolute monster in his first season as a starter. You love to see what he's doing right here. 7 tackles already. This dude might be another one of the great linebackers we see in Cascade Valley history. DeMel Hill can't quite get that. James Mitchell can. They're shoving everybody down. But Mitchell says, let me try a second time. Trying our best to get to the quarterback. It's worked a couple of times, but not nearly as much as it should have. Cohorts has done a really good job of recognizing the blitz and just being shifty out there in the pocket. This time he's throwing one. This one's deep, and Bernard Harvey is going to try to catch it out of bounds. Second down here for UVA. We go with the halfback draw. These have been really successful. DeMel Hill cannot buy a tackle right now. This man's got $50 and some change, and they still won't take it. Been a rough game for Hill, but again, plenty of talent for the young fella. Look at this, coming off the edge. Cohorts tries to do something, but he's not. Shackelford steps up in the box and makes a big tackle. Tom Baker right here trying to get the crowd a little hyped up. His last punt return went for about 8 yards. Love to see another big return here from him. Well, obviously a big return, not another one. He didn't really go very far in the last one. Baker fields it. Baker trying to flash the speed out here in the edge. Baker might turn the corner. Hold up a second. Tom Baker, we see you. Tom Baker, where are you from? Tom Baker. Tom Baker. We might have just found our punt return man. Tom Baker. We talked about him when he was a freshman, possibly winning a Heisman. He might not win that, but give him the punt return of the year right there. I mean, I'm kind of kicking myself because we should have had that dude back there returning punts a whole lot longer ago. I mean, what a return by Tom Baker going to the house. Might be one of my favorite punt returns ever in school history. And I mean, that pretty much secures that we're going to have that dude back there returning punts for the rest of the season. And if he continues to does anything even remotely close to that, he's winning punt returner, kick returner of the year by far. Fry going over the middle. Stephen Lowe is there. Stephen Lowe's going to wrap up. That's actually Isaiah Holman. So a couple of our guys are actually pretty gassed, so we're not seeing him in the game at the moment. They're going with the, oh my God, the QB keeper, the fake. DeMel Hill, though, he ain't missed that tackle. Stephen Lowe coming back in the game. We cannot afford to have that dude out too much because we need him roaming sideline to sideline like he's done his entire career here in Cascade Valley. They go to the edge. Ward's going to try to wrap him up, but Edwards goes out of bounds after 4. We've held UVA under 100 passing yards on the afternoon. That just feels absolutely insane. Third quarter only has about 2 minutes left. They're going with the halfback screen. Lowe tries to get there. He can. George Fry's trying to trace on the running back. He does, and what a tackle. He's almost at 10 today. Big blitz coming up here. Bass trying to get into the quarterback. He makes him scared. What a throw. Edwards, so they say, gets it. I don't know if he got his feet down, though. Doesn't matter what we think, though. All that matters is the ref thinks that he ultimately got his feet down, which they think that he did. Demel Hill comes over to help. Sending the blitz here. Demel Hill a little bit late in coverage because obviously he started way back. Coleman is not going to get that one. What a play. Freddie Edwards. This man was walking through the stands. What a play. I mean, Freddie Edwards might have had just an unbelievable effort right there. That man went back for seconds, thirds, and fourths when he was a kid because he wanted to make sure he was strong enough to make some plays in college football. They go with the QB draw, and guess what? It ain't working. A big stop by us, and they get the touchdown. We'll take that, and LSU now goes back up 7 against Indiana with 14 minutes left. Let's not forget LSU has former Cascade Valley quarterback Chris Moore, who, again, playing time wasn't really his thing here because we obviously redshirted him. He left. We couldn't obviously keep him here. And now he's leading LSU, who's the number 3 team in the nation, and he would love everything to try to meet us back. Well, 2nd and 4. Third quarter almost over. Nice little comeback route here. Jeremy Willis runs the dude over just for the heck of it. 202 passing yards today. Remember, we need 250 for the end of the game. Kendrick makes a quick little adjustment here. Likes what he's seeing. They end up picking up the other routes there. So he says, I'm going to find Anthony Minor for 25. Oh, they going to challenge it? Y'all want to challenge this play, but not the other play by them? Let's see what Anthony Minor does. Anthony Minor, please. Get that toe down. It might be coming back. Let's see what the ref says. Coward. Okay, they reversed the play because they're cowards. I know that we're up big, but please, why you do this? Go ahead, a little play of our own. Tom Baker out here again trying to make some plays. He's already looked great out there, and he gets 13 yards on the rush. At this point, Tom Baker just might be going for 1,000 all-purpose yards this season. We'll take it. Whatever he wants to do, we'll take it. Wilson comes in the backfield here. Kendrick feels the immediate pressure. He sees this guy rolling. He flips it to Matt Wilson. Matt Wilson makes a miss, and Matt Wilson gets down to the 20. Kendrick's been phenomenal today. You love to see what this man's been able to do this afternoon. Kendrick gets him moving a little bit, checks it down to Stewart. Stewart's inside the 5 on a 16-yard grab. Sean Stewart has 98 receiving yards and counting. Kendrick almost to 250 passing yards in the afternoon. Not a single turnover. You love to see it. Gonna hand the ball off to Sean Stewart, who maybe has a concussion, but he's got a touchdown to go with it. This defense really came to play today, and I'm loving it. Cohorts, though, I got to give him his props. Dude, even though he hasn't had the greatest game, he's been way better than I thought he was going to be against what our defense has done. And Mitchell drops what could have been his 2nd pick of the game. Mitchell obviously getting some time to shine because of the loss of Mike Hemphill for a significant amount of time this season. He's been really good, and he's showing that obviously he deserves some PT as well. He'll pass across the middle. James Mitchell, speak of the devil, gets the tackle. 3rd and 6. Stephen Lowe trying desperately to get out there in the backfield. What a play this time. It's like Bernard Harvey coming in for that deflection. We've had a lot of really scary players on our field today, but there might not be one more scary right now than Tom Baker. The special teams was thinking they had him covered, and the man went for the yard. This ball's kicked, this time about the 40. Baker is like that far side of the field, trying to stretch it this time, but they are all over that. It says, no, we're casting a wide net on it. 7 minutes left. A massive lead. We're trying to make sure some of our guys get some good stats. Then we'll pull them, and some of the other guys get an opportunity to shine. But we would love Sean Stewart to have 100 on the game. Stewart's also having an opportunity to be one of the rare players in Cascade Valley history to go for 100 rushing yards and 100 receiving yards in the same game. But UVA is not trying to let it happen. They know we're sitting on the run, and they're just not trying to get embarrassed right now. They're just trying to make sure they can stay alive in this game if they have to. 3rd and 11. Kendrick has the time. Channels one deep, and it hits RJ Riley on the shoulder pass. He could have had it, but he dropped it. But hey, shout out to our punter. What an absolute dot of a punt here. We're actually going to blitz some of our guys. We're going to see if we can get something going here. Oh, they actually go with a fullback dive. Didn't expect that. We're trying to get our guys up there quickly to do a little bit of more of an all-out blitz, but unfortunately, we couldn't make it happen. Stephen Lowe telegraphing, he's sending that one. They throw one, and oh, Harvey got burnt. Harvey made a great play in the previous drive, but this time he gets burnt all the way to the 50. And even though we gave him that play, look, as many passes UVA's thrown, they're still under 200 yards passing, which, again, I will take. What up? Are you kidding me? He fit that one in there? I mean, that felt like a for sure deflection or interception or something, but that man made it happen. What a throw by Cohorts. They're sliding their guys around a little bit. They go for a dump off. Shackelford and company are there. Playing the pass again on 2nd and 7. UVA obviously in pass half. He mode right now, dumps it off to the halfback. Halfback's going to see what he can do, and Fowler meets him, but that looks like a first. I know they're obviously missing their starting running back, and I don't think it would have made a huge change had their starting running back actually stayed in the game, but honestly, Chris Horn's been good, both in the receiving game and the passing game. I mean, the rushing game and the receiving game. Matthew Fowler, how do you drop that? Fowler out here with the case of the dropsies. You don't love to see that. 2nd down, UVA back to the pass game again. They go right there. Horn is trying to run away from everybody, but he's not going away from George Fry. 10 tackles, 1 sack for George Fry. What a game. Every single time we think he can't do better, he just finds a way to make it happen. They go with the run up the middle. Fry is there to try to bring him. He does, and I think he might have had him short, but they end up giving him the first. Under 4 minutes left, UVA just trying to make it respectable. Not really an opportunity to win this game right now, but definitely an opportunity to still make something happen. The quarterback's out here running. He ends up falling. He stays up. What an effort. He fumbles. And UVA picks it up. McCall is going to fall on that one. A lot is going right their way these last couple of drives, and you know what? Props to them, but they still got no chance to win this game. Hopefully. 1st and goal. Lowe trying to get in the backfield. Can't quite get there. Coleman gets his ankles absolutely torched by a dude named Jack Richardson. It's time to revoke your scholarship, young man. It's gone. UVA going with the onside kick down 19-38 with 3:21 left. What an absolute grab by Willis. Can he hold on to it? He does. The one-handed grab on the helmet. You love to see it. A little over 3 minutes left. Our goal is just one thing right now. Get Sean Stewart the rock and let this man try to get that 100 yards on the afternoon. After that little run, he's got 90 in the afternoon. Again, only 10 away from 100 if you can't do the math. You got to work on that. Stewart again goes with another big one. He's going to find his way through for 8. This is an opportunity to go back over 100 again. Stewart finds plenty of room there. Might be good to win for a little bit more, but we'll take the 7. 105 rushing yards in the afternoon. He's about 2 away, but they end up pulling him on this one, bringing in Williams. Williams again, obviously a little bit of a speedster himself, but he's going to get a loss of 4 and then make it 3rd and 8. Kendrick's actually at 230 passing yards. We actually weren't paying attention. We do need to make sure we get in the end zone here to give us 250 on the afternoon. Wide open here. We're going to see RJ Riley. Riley's had a great game this afternoon and picks up 16. 4 yards and counting. Kendrick's had a monster game. Stewart is back in and going with the halfback screen and try to get him the 100 yards receiving on the afternoon that he deserves. He's going to grab that one, runs into a couple of his own guys, and they say he's down at the 1-yard line, but we will absolutely take the 6. 250 passing yards achieved. 100-plus rushing yards was achieved a long time ago as a group because we've had everybody involved there. And Stewart goes in the end zone for, I believe, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the afternoon. We put up a 40-burger on UVA. All's good in the world. An absolutely great game from start to finish. Look, this team did what they had to do. Joe Kendrick was great, but Sean Stewart was better. 106 on the ground, 104 through the air, 4 total touchdowns in the afternoon. He's not on the Heisman list right now, but sooner rather than later, he might just end up there and at the top of that list too. Recapping the game stats again, Kendrick was 19 of 22, 252 yards and 2 touchdowns. Didn't get sacked a single time, didn't turn the ball over. That is how you want your starting quarterback to play. On the ground, we see Kendrick again, a fantastic stat line. We see Kendrick over 33, Williams has 6, Baker had 13. On the receiving side, Stewart leads everybody with 8 grabs for 104 yards and a touchdown. RJ Riley gets in there with a touchdown as well on 70 yards. You see Willis with 33. A couple of guys get involved, but again, we probably could have spread the ball around a little bit more, especially to Tom Baker, who was electric today. On the defensive side, George Fry had 15 tackles today, all of them being solo. I mean, this dude is a true freshman putting up unbelievable numbers. He's got an opportunity to keep his name up in the banners at some point too. 1 tackle for loss and 1 sack. We see Stephen Lowe with 6 and Mitchell out there with 5 as well. From a sack perspective, we see only 1 today by George Fry. Interceptions, we see 1 today by James Mitchell. But how this defense played all game long, you love to see it. Yes, UVA was dinking and dunking and had a couple of passes that went deep, like the one of Bernard Harvey, but still, if the offense is on point like they are, and the defense is holding a team under 20 points, I don't think we can be beat if we're playing this well. But it's one game with plenty more to go, and we're still missing one of our best players in the nation, Mike Hemphill. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys in the next one.